eat wrong and take a bath? No. But I'm showing you why prostate is so big now, because nowadays, how many people take a bath every day? Now, how many take a shower? No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Hopefully, everyone takes a shower every day. However, men, if you would take a bath regularly, you will increase the chances of you not getting prostate cancer, not getting prostate inflammation. But do you want to just take this silver bullet, if you will, and then eat wrong and let colon cancer kill you? Because when you eat incorrectly, when you follow these incorrect principles and you violate God's plan, it's whatever kills you first. People say, well, my grandmother lived to be 107 and she never had cancer. Well, it's whatever kills you first. Now, how many people live to be 107? Not many. Not many. So if one person lives to be 107 and 5.7 million people die of colon cancer, you say that because she did it, I can do it too? Because I had a great aunt that lived to be 105 years old. She used to smoke, but how many people live to be 105 years old? Because she did it, I might smoke and die right now. The average person does not live to be 105 smoking, brothers and sisters. Don't look at the one person here and there that for some strange endowment that God's given them in their constitution is able to live despite poor habits, and usually they don't have good health. Understand that there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. If you have prostate, if you have those symptoms, if you have problems eliminating, if you have problems as you go to urinate and the flow of urine stops and it starts again and so on, then you want to look at taking baths, especially if you don't have diabetes or circulation problems, to try and deal with that. Now, if you do, see me and we'll talk about something else later on tonight. Pumpkin seeds. Most people that have prostate problems are deficient in zinc. Men generally are deficient in zinc. That also deals with sexual excess. Now, if you are not a Christian and you are sexually active and you are very sexually active, when you are continually losing the reproductive fluid of the male, you are depleting your body of zinc. Zinc is essential for brain function, for thinking, as well as reproduction. The devil knows what he's doing, because the less you think, the more you're going to do things that are wrong. But when you lose zinc also, it also breaks down your body. It breaks down the genitourinary tract, the genital health, causing disease. Another very vital part that zinc plays in the body is the immune system. People that are very, very intemperate in that area generally come down with some kind of dangerous disease, and they're very open to, of course, sexually transmitted disease, but zinc. Zinc is found in pumpkin seeds very abundantly, and also your grains. Pumpkin seeds are very good to add to your diet, generally, men or women. But I want to take some time now and go to breast cancer, because we have two more to deal with. I know I'm going over time, but it always usually happens like this. Breast cancer. Most women, I've talked about this before, most women that I've dealt with, 99.9% of the time, I tell them exactly what they're eating before they even tell me anything, when they tell me what they want to talk about. Generally, when I meet women with fibroid tumors, breast cancer, and various different things, generally, there's more that sometimes tend to certain ethnic groups and certain persuasions, but generally, people that have these problems, generally women that have these problems, especially breast cancer and other female problems, uterine cancer, they eat a lot of fried foods, high protein, caffeine. Are you getting this down? Are you writing this? Fried foods, high protein, caffeine, high caffeine, chocolate, all these different things, and sugar, high sugar. Those four are ingredients for prostate, uterine, all these various female ailments. One of the reasons why is because men and women have hormones. Men, testosterone, women have estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone are hormones in the woman's body that must be balanced. When these hormones are out of balance, you have a lot of problems. A lot of problems. A lot of times people make jokes about women's temperament when their hormones are out of problems, but what could be expressed as rage or anger or fretfulness is even more damaging in the body. If a woman's hormone cycles or hormone levels are thrown off, there's a whole host of problems that will happen that we talk about menopause. You know that you don't have to experience what we know as the symptoms of menopause? Now, your body as a woman will eventually stop ovulating. However, the symptoms, the problems, you don't necessarily need to have. If you want to experience the problems, the different horror stories about menopause, then ignore everything that we talked about tonight and eat a high animal product diet or even a high protein diet, no matter what kind of source it's from. A lot of fried foods, a lot of sugar, and caffeine. And generally, especially if you are African American, you're going to have fibroid tumors and different menstrual problems in Asians and other different ethnic groups. And because of that, that's one of the main ways. You want to throw your hormones off? Fried foods. Very, very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. When women's hormones are thrown off, she's going to have a lot of problems. She needs to do everything we talked about with this cleansing the body, getting the body cleansed from impurities, changing your diet. But there's some things that you can do. Do you remember one night we talked about the anemia drink, the blood builder? How many remember that, the handout we gave? Do you remember how it had blackstrap molasses inside there? If you take that drink is going to help balance your hormones. It not only builds the blood, but the combination of those different fruits, dried fruits, and the blackstrap molasses and so on, helps balance the hormone. It's a very good blood cleanser and builder. You want to try and do that immediately. Start there with the water and with the cleansing of the body, drinking herbal tea or whatever it may be. If you can balance your hormones, you're going to avoid a lot of the problems that come upon women that constantly are eating the standard American diet, high in fat, high in sugar, high in protein, et cetera, et cetera. I've found that if you do have a mass, if you found a mass in your breast and you want to deal with that, I want to let you know that there's nothing wrong if indeed you want to have surgery to remove a tumor. However, women understand that generally if they're going to do an operation, that they're not just going to take out any little lump. They're going to take out all the glands under your arm here. And if that happens, one of the effects is because these lymphatic glands help keep fluid from building up and remove fluid from your body and keep it flushed out. So a lot of times they have swelling that develops. There's a lot of different problems that come from the way that they actually deal with taking out these various things. If you try to follow the problem that we've talked about of eating these natural foods, eating in a way that removes poisons from the body, drinking water, getting all these laws together, getting some natural juices into your diet, getting a program, a lifestyle that's going to help feed the body, strengthen the immune system, and eliminate waste, you are going to reverse these cancers, especially if you add a certain herbal preparation. I'm not going to say it now. I'll say it to those that want to find out. Certain herbal preparation that's very easy to get a hold of, that's not very expensive. We can make it very, very easy for you to get. I have a very good source you can get it from, not expensive. That is a very good herbal tea for killing and destroying cancer. Killing and destroying cancer, or destroying especially tumors in the body. Now, if you want to go the conventional way and get surgery, that's your option. But there are many things that we ignore naturally that we think just surgery and cutting something out is going to do. It's not going to work that way. You must fortify your body by cleansing the body and by giving the nutrition and other laws, exercise, rest, sunlight that your body needs to rally. A lot of people want to go and get chemotherapy, and they run out and get a chemotherapy as if they're healthy. What do I mean by that? You have cancer, and we're going to heart disease right now. You have cancer. In other words, your immune system is suppressed, your body is toxic, you're sick, you're weak. If you have a tumor, then that tumor is filled with blood that should be circulating through your body, so you're probably anemic too. You're dehydrated, and in this sick condition, your physician says, and you have a choice to do this if you want. I'm just showing you the possible logic of this. Your physician says, okay, you have this cancer in a stage 2 or whatever it may be. It's very serious, which means you're dehydrated, you're constipated, you're toxic, you're anemic because this tumor has all this blood in it, in this tumor that should be circulating through your body. You're a very weakened condition nutritionally. And he says, well, I think you need some radiation. So in other words, you are all these negative factors, but now you're going to bombard your body with radiation? How strong do you think you are to deal with radiation? You ever thought about that? Do you know that their statistics say that the people that don't do anything, they don't change their diet, they don't eat differently, but just go home and keep on living, live longer than the people that take chemotherapy? Their statistics. Brothers and sisters, don't you have the internet? Go check anything that I say, go and check and see if it's true. Don't believe that that's true because I'm here. Go and check it out. Their own statistics say that if you did nothing, you'd live longer than most people that get to the chemotherapy. So what about the fact that you have toxic condition, you're weakened, you have a tumor, you're dehydrated, you're anemic, all these various different things are going on, your nutrition is down, and you think that in that condition, you can take radiation into your body. Now, that radiation destroys that tumor. Remember that radiation, they try and localize it, but it destroys the good and the bad. It's going to burn you, because that's what it does. It burns. It destroys. And it's going to destroy your immune system that you have left. So much so they want to try and keep you indoors and help you have other medication so that something else doesn't grab you and take you out. Brothers and sisters, is that the way you want to go? Now, your option is to do whatever you want. We don't tell you you cannot go to the doctor or so on. We don't tell you that. You have the right to do what. This is America. However, Hosea 4:6, it said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." The principles of God's word are to follow God's principles that you would avoid this. And it shows you that you cannot have health without this. Don't think that you're going to get chemotherapy and get it cut out. They'll tell you in their statistics that it will be back in 5 years, max. It's coming back. God's plan, if you can get it out and you follow God's plan, you might die of old age. You might die in the Lord. But brothers and sisters, choose ye this day which you shall serve. Did you have another disease? Was it heart disease and diabetes? Heart disease. Now, very simply, we want to give you a chance to utilize this handout, because you see in this handout, we're going to do some screening tonight. Anyone that wants to, we're going to be downstairs, and we have some tables where they're going to take heart rate and blood pressure. We also have a table where we have some fitness experts. They're going to take your body fat and your weight if you desire, and they're going to give you some counseling on what you can do to eliminate some of these problems if you have irregular heart rate or high blood pressure. Some of these things are showing you what your problems are. Your weight is excessive. I will be down there as well talking with people as we kind of ran out tonight, but we want to keep you too long. But heart disease. We talked about these heat and energy foods and removing the fats. Free fats in your diet, especially animal fats, are going to cause heart disease. It's going to clog your arteries. You know, some things we don't even need to really preach too greatly about, because you know that if you eat red meat, if you eat animal fat, you are clogging your arteries. It is a known fact. The thing of it is, how long do you want to play Russian roulette eating animal fat or eating any type of free fat in excess to the point where it slows and slowly closes down your arteries until you have circulation problems that cause you to have other poor health issues, or whether a piece of fat or plaque will trap a blood wave go into the brain, and when it clogs it up, stroke. And you may live through it and be paralyzed, or may live through it and be partially paralyzed, or you may die. Or a piece of plaque or fat will clog a blood way going to the heart, and when it clogs that, heart attack. And you may live through it and be very, very weak. You may have heart problems all the rest of your life, or you may die. But you do know, as we look over and over again, when I deal with people with heart disease, if they really want to be successful, if they really want me to work with them, and I just give them a program and say, I wish you well, pray prayerfully you follow God's plan, I tell them you have to eliminate animal products. You have to eliminate meat, dairy, eggs. You have to do it, because where else are you going to get this cholesterol is going to harm your heart. If you want to continue eating that, you are going to kill yourself. It's guaranteed. It's like taking a gun and putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger. If you want to reverse heart disease, again, brothers and sisters, water. You must hydrate your body. You must cleanse your body. The same program, cleansing the body, whether it's through some tea, whether it's through high fiber, even Metamucil. If you want to use that, use it. Use something to get fiber in your body, but also in conjunction with eating foods that are going to strengthen your body. You want to increase those body regulators, water, vitamins, fiber, minerals. That's what you need to increase. If you can increase that, this is where the deficiency is. This is where the deficiency is. You want to increase that, which reverses the disease. As you get this fiber in your diet, it's going to eliminate and lower your cholesterol. All these different boxes of oatmeal and so on, almost every one of them nowadays says, the American Heart Association says that eating a high diet in fiber lowers your cholesterol. Why? Because the fiber pulls it out of your body and eliminates it. Another way to lower your cholesterol is to get sunlight. Sunlight takes the cholesterol that's in the skin and it converts it into pre-vitamin D. The body temperature, your natural body temperature, takes that pre-vitamin D and turns it into vitamin D, which your body's able to utilize, which regulates your calcium level, which keeps you in proper health, especially women. If your calcium level is off, it's going to affect your hormones. If your calcium level is off, men, it's going to affect your hormones as well as your bones. It's going to cause osteoporosis, thinning of your bones. All these things are vital if you want to return or restore the health of your artery ways. If you don't eat a high-fiber diet, it is virtually impossible to help repair your arteries. If you don't eliminate animal products, it's virtually impossible to do it. The nutrients as well as the medicinal properties that are in fruits and vegetables help clean your arteries up, clean your colon. It cleans your whole body. Remember we talked about Hebrews 9:22, that all things by the law are purged through blood? As you get these food into your body, the blood takes these healing elements throughout the whole body and cleanses and purifies the body. Now you may want to add to that a little vegetable lecithin. Vegetable lecithin, and again, we're going to give a handout one night with a lot of these things on there if you can't write it all down and don't know how to spell it. Vegetable lecithin to your diet, which is little granules that are very, very good for removing plaque and so on from the artery ways. But you cannot get around decent exercise. Now, I'm not talking about going out and jogging, running the marathon, and catching a heart attack. Walking, getting the lymphatic system moving, getting the circulation going. Sunlight, getting rest, lots of water, nutrition, as you trust in God. If you do that, you're going to reverse heart disease. You're going to lower your cholesterol dramatically. Get that sunlight. It uses the cholesterol and lowers your cholesterol level dramatically. I've known of people that have high cholesterol, and what we did is we took them and we put them out in the sun, gave them a sun bath, and their cholesterol levels came down exponentially because as they were in the sun bath in an enclosed area for modesty, it actually, because the body was using this cholesterol and converting it, it actually dropped their cholesterol level an incredible amount just with a few minutes in the sun. Now, am I saying to stay in the sun and then eat what you want? No. You have to use these avenues that God has given to eliminate disease. Diabetes, as we close, because I want to send you downstairs. Diabetes. Again, on your handout, heat and energy foods, carbohydrates. And we talked about this one night. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are good and your body needs carbohydrates. Now, Dr. Atkins, who recently passed away from health problems that are attributable to the diet program that he espoused, before he died, he promoted the Atkins diet. The Atkins diet says that carbohydrates are bad for the body, carbohydrates are not good, in the context of weight loss. The Atkins diet has promoted itself as a healthful diet, but really the issue is not health with the Atkins diet, it's weight loss. Now, if I take you and lock you up, tie you, bind you, and gag you, and throw you into a closet for 3 or 4 weeks, I can get weight off you very easily. How many want to start that diet program? I call it the kidnapping diet program. Anyone want to start it? Will you lose weight in my closet, bound and gagged for 3 weeks with no food or water? Will you lose weight? Yes. So there are many ways you can lose weight. The Atkins diet takes away all carbohydrates. Your body's main source of fuel is glucose, which comes from carbohydrates. The reason why their scientists or the people that do their studies say that glucose or carbohydrates are so bad, they're talking about the carbohydrates that we are talking about as being negative, which are your refined, your white breads, your refined carbohydrates. Those things are pure starch, and they will cause you to gain weight, to be toxic, and to harm your ability to keep a normal weight. It's going to do that, but not whole grains. Whole grains are slowly, because of the fiber and the chewing, slowly released into the system, and by that slow nature, your body's able to deal with it. But Atkins says, oh no, we want to eliminate almost all your carbohydrates and eat only protein. Steak and bacon and all these various different things, salmon, just a big slabs of meat 3 or 4 times a day. It causes a state of the body called ketosis. Ketosis is a very serious health condition. It's usually caused through severe fasting because the body's starved of its main source of nutrition and fuel, which is glucose. Ketosis is when the body has no glucose source and it goes to a secondary source to maintain life, which is, guess what? Fat. And then when the fat stores are burnt up, it goes to protein and starts destroying muscle. But that high protein, when we talk about the acid, what does it do to men that take the Atkins program? It starts to harm their prostate. And also, you know what? When you have kidney problems or renal problems, renal failure, the first thing the doctor's going to tell you is that you need to lower your protein because too much protein is not good for your kidneys. Now, why didn't we learn that years ago? If it's not good for my kidneys here, it definitely wouldn't be good for my kidneys back here. So why don't we lower our protein levels now and eat complete proteins, like combining grains, like corn and wheat, like rice and wheat and rice and corn. All those things combined give a complete amino acid chain, give us complete protein, which gives us health. Eating a lot of protein doesn't mean you're getting what you need. Eating a complete protein, which when you come to our food demonstration on Monday night, you're going to learn about that, how we can eat for strength and not for drunkenness. If you want to avoid diabetes, understand that carbohydrates your body needs, but the refined, the white carbohydrates, or the sugars in a lot of these foods that we eat in the sodas, your body was never meant to take it that way. Remember we found out that that which God put together, let no man put asunder? When you separate the fiber and the minerals and so on from the carbohydrates, and your body takes that into the system, your body was never meant to get that powerful punch of sugar in the system. And because of it, your pancreas now has to fight to kick out insulin to try and deal with it. It's too much. And usually your insulin level is not able to keep up with it. Sometimes your pancreas become irresponsive because it's just too much. It says, oh, forget it. I'm just going to sleep. It's just too much. And you have all this sugar in your blood, or you have high blood glucose, which is diabetes. Your body tries to get rid of it. A lot of times, what some of the symptoms are excessive thirst, because when your body sees all this glucose, it says, oh, we need to make this guy drink something to try and flush it out. So you start to feel thirsty, or you start to sweat. And when you sweat, there's a sweet smell to the sweat because you're actually sweating out the glucose. You have to go to the bathroom and urinate. Your body's trying to dump it in some kind of way because it's not getting in the cells. Not getting in the cells. If you would eat whole grains, you're going to slowly get the sugar that you need. And I haven't met anyone that I've worked with that has not eaten whole grains combined with fruit or vegetable and exercised, drank water, just do the plan we have here, that has not reversed their diabetes. Some people I've worked with, 4 days, no insulin. Some others 7, sometimes more, depending on how bad a diabetic. I work with people some 4 days, and they're off the insulin. Now, do I tell them to get off it? Nope. The doctor tells them. They know, usually I work with people on a sliding scale, so they know how to kind of gauge how much insulin they need, because if you're going to eat healthfully, then if you take the same amount of insulin that you're regularly taking, you're going to be sick. Because the insulin that you're taking right now is made for someone that's eating white rice and white bread and no vegetables and so on and so forth. It's made to maintain health in that kind of a bad diet. So you switch to God's plan here, which naturally keep your blood sugar at a normal rate, and take insulin upon that, insulin goes down too quickly. Then you get sick, and you want to blame me. We've got to be wise. If you're not on a sliding scale, you need to talk with someone directly about how you can try and make some changes. But if you have diabetes, the scientific studies today are showing what God has said all along, that just diet and exercise has totally reversed diabetes. There's places you can go, you can do it in your own home, but places you can go that in a number of weeks, you can leave the place with no diabetes. Why? They'll cook for you, they'll give you exercise and water, and just with diet and exercise, diabetes totally reversed. Now, brothers and sisters, as we close tonight, I hope that you've been encouraged to seek the Lord in a more determined way to have better health. These handouts that we're giving night after night, I say it all the time, these handouts are worth their weight in gold. You will not find this material hardly anywhere. You will go to some places, different universities and different places. There's certain universities now that are doing programs like this. It's called lifestyle medicine. And you're going to pay no less than $500 a person to attend the lectures. I'm not talking about the full program. The full program costs $5,000 and more for a few days or a couple, maybe a week or two. But for the lectures, you're talking about $500 a person. Brothers and sisters, we need to take advantage of the advantages that we have here with this program. Gospel of Health has a few more days, and as we continue to go further, we have Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. Next meeting night, we're going to have a cooking demonstration. A lot of things that we're talking about here and a lot of the principles of changing and eliminating these animal products that are so harmful to our health and using God's plan, we're going to show you how to do it. Some people in their mind will say, well, he's talking about just eating carrots and lettuce. No, we're not talking about that per se. We're going to show you how to translate the principle, the theory of this diet and this lifestyle we're dealing with into actual recipes that you will see are nutritious, very tasteful, and also helpful. Your children would even love these things. We're going to show you exactly how to make a number of different recipes on Monday night, as well as go a little bit further, showing how we can recover our health. Tuesday, I want to give a special message called 7 Reasons Why We're Sick, which will show you a little bit closer how you can take charge of your health. And Wednesday, we're having Thanksgiving. Amen. Oh, see, well, maybe we can change our mind. We're having Thanksgiving on Wednesday. We're going to feed you. Oh, you're not excited about that? Well, I'm going to be here. If you're not going to be here, I'm going to invite some people. We're going to come and eat all the food. So you can not come if you want. But we're making food for everyone and want you to come and invite friends out, that we're going to show you that eating healthfully is not only good for you, but it also is delicious too. We're going to have some delicious food. We have some of the best cooks in the world preparing meals, various elements of a Thanksgiving dinner for you. And we call it our soul food without sickness Thanksgiving. So we want to have you come out and enjoy good food that's going to actually improve your health. God loves us so much, He didn't just die on the cross that we can have life hereafter and by and by. He wants us to have a little taste of heaven upon the earth. He wants us to have health and life more abundantly. At this time, we want to close our session and prepare to go downstairs. How many want to get their blood pressure and different readings taken tonight? Anyone? Okay, I see a few hands. We're going to make that available to you downstairs. At this time, we're going to close with a word of prayer, and we'll take up our offering for the night, and then we'll let you go. Don't lose this handout, because this handout on the back, they're going to record blood pressure and so on, so that you'll be able to have a reading that you take home.